Last time, we saw Trunks return, as well as a new foe in his timeline. With Zamasu stealing Hit's body instead, how will this change how this arc plays out? We'll be seeing all that and more in this part 4 of What If Vegeta Trained Gohan. After Hit Black is pulled back to the future, they all realize that he was able to do something. He was able to actually destroy Trunks' time machine, which means they're not going to be able to go to the future until it's fixed. Thankfully, Bulma could help with that, but now they're going to have to figure out what to do next, and come up with some sort of plan. Beerus and Whis are going to go look into it, and Beerus drags Goku along because he shouldn't really be on Earth anyways, but at least he could try and help them figure out what's going on here. They don't know how much help he'll be, but it's better to bring him along. And Goku has a good idea that might help them. He says that if Hit's involved with this somehow, especially from another timeline, why not hire Hit from this timeline to help out? He's an assassin after all, so maybe he could do some detective work too and figure out what's going on for them. Like, as an assassin, he's got to be good with that at least. Especially if it's something involving him. And you know what? Beerus actually kind of likes that idea. They're going to go for that. It's kind of outlandish, but hey, it might actually work. They don't really have too many other options here. Meanwhile, Trunks catches up with everyone on Earth, and he learns that, surprisingly, Vegeta actually started to train Gohan right after Cell was defeated. Now, they don't really do it too much anymore, especially because Vegeta's not on Earth the entire time. But Trunks can definitely see the fruits of that training. And if they're going to go to the future to fight this threat, Vegeta tells Gohan that he has to come along. They didn't train for nothing after all. Besides, he owes it to Trunks. And Gohan said he didn't plan on staying back in the first place. He wanted to go along with them, especially because Trunks saved them before. Now it's their turn to save Trunks. They also try and test out Trunks' power to see how strong he is. With Trunks also getting to finally meet his past self, not as a baby this time. Some time passes as they prepare, and eventually Bulma is able to fix the time machine. Alongside Trunks, Vegeta and Gohan go to the future. Goku still hasn't come back yet, nor have Beerus or Whis. But Shin of all people actually told him that they're looking into it still, and Beerus and Whis seem to have a plan alongside with Goku. Another reason Goku's not here again is because he's dead. Shin's not sure why he has a sudden change in heart after bringing Goku to Earth so much, but now Beerus is getting more strict with Goku and how he can come to the living world. If at all. Whatever, Vegeta will meet up with him soon enough. So the three of them head to the future. And immediately when they get there, they encounter Hit Black again. But not just him, there is someone else there as well. Now Shin actually told them about this guy because Beerus and Whis were looking into him as well. It's a Supreme Kai from Universe 10, and it turns out he actually is involved just like they theorized. At least they assume this is him. They still really have no clue of what's going on, but Gohan steps up to fight against Hit. Now it might just be because they're from different timelines, but this Hit is definitely different than the one he fought during the tournament, especially because it seems like he's grown in power. Thankfully, Gohan of course remembers how to counter Hit, and knows ways around his moves. He's also grown since the tournament as well. And as he steps up to fight Hit Black notices something weird. Gohan seems to have some sort of divine presence, and Zamasu could sense it too. Now, his forms aren't divine, not in the slightest. He hasn't shown Super Saiyan God or Blue or anything. He was curious about trying to unlock them, but just like him and Vegeta were trying to do before, he's been going for something else. And it has taken a while. After all, the last form we got was Super Saiyan 3, and that was years ago. Now he's come up with new uses for his different forms, but he still doesn't know exactly what form he wants to get next, if anything. But Vegeta and Piccolo think that this might be the next step for Gohan. Try and use this godly key somehow to unlock a new form. Not Super Saiyan God or Blue. Gohan has something else within him. He just needs to figure out how to unlock it. Thankfully, without any new forms here, Gohan is still able to keep up pretty well. He's strong as is, and especially with the boost from Godly Ki, he's gotten a lot stronger. And at first against Gohan, Hit Black's starting to falter. Not only does he not know how to use Hit's techniques as well as Hit can, but also Gohan's just a really strong and overwhelming opponent. It looks like he's not going to be able to win here. But this is when he starts to try and use his abilities more. Thankfully, Hit had pure progress, and it seems like Hit Black's potential is even more insane, just like Goku Black's was. But unlike Goku Black, who is in that Saiyan body, he doesn't grow from anger or anything. Pure progress itself is what's carried him a lot. And on top of that, he's been practicing a lot more with his abilities. Obviously, with him being Zamasu and all, he has access to magic and, of course, some knowledge of what time control is like. We've never seen Zamasu using this, but clearly he knows that time manipulation is strictly forbidden from others. So he might have had some idea of how this works, and especially now that he's in Hit's body and has his memories and such, all of that channeled together allowed him to actually try and master Hit's moves, at least to some extent. The tides of the fight start to turn, as Hit Black tries something. He doesn't skip time, he completely stops it, for everybody around him. Time just stops flowing for them. That pocket dimension Hit uses to skip time, Hit Black's manifested it completely here. Basically, a new realm within the realm they're already in. Time just doesn't flow for everybody now. Think of it like Dio using the world, or a domain expansion of sorts. Even though Gohan was able to counter time skip before, he's not able to counter this here because time is stopped. He's not predicting where Hit Black is moving. Because as far as Gohan and everyone else could tell, Hit Black's not moving at all. Gohan just suddenly attacked out of nowhere. He doesn't know how that happened because he's dealt with the time skip before, but this is different. He's evolved somehow. It's way more powerful and devastating. especially combined with Hit Black's strength. And the fact that unlike Hit in the tournament, Hit Black's not holding back anything here. Hit in the tournament couldn't kill, so he couldn't use his full arsenal or his full power. Hit Black, though, he can do that. Even Zamasu's stuck in this too, and he finds it really interesting. He didn't realize Hit Black grew that much. Gohan and Vegeta now start to fight together, with Zamasu then going to face Trunks. Very quickly they realize this isn't going to work out. Not only is Zamasu immortal, but Hit Black is basically untouchable. Now, the only vulnerability they found is that he has a cooldown between time stops. He can't just keep spamming them. They can't tell how long the time stops last either, but from what they could tell, it can't be too long. But even if it's only a second, which it is, that's more than enough time to land a bunch of attacks, especially with how fast everybody moves here. They basically have to be on the defensive the entire time because they don't know when the time stop's going to happen next. And even when they have their guard up and everything, with time completely stopped for them, Hit Black could work around that pretty easily, and he's loving this power. The group realizes they might need a retreat. They need to figure out a new plan. They're actually able to get away and get to the time machine, but the second they try and use it, Hit Black then tries something himself. This time he's not going to let them get away. He could feel the warping in time. It's a strange thing that he kind of felt before, but now he could really sense it. And he's able to stop the machine's time manipulation. The machine just floats there in the air and does nothing. The wormhole it's trying to create, it's never created. He basically just pulls them back here forcibly. Oh, and to make sure they won't get away ever again, Zamasu then teleports over to them, quickly slicing the time machine in half. And now it's time for Hit Black to unleash his full arsenal. They don't know Vegeta's true strength because Zamasu never really got much data on him. They didn't get to see him fight in the tournament either. They realize he's powerful, but Hit Black focuses on Gohan first because they know he's a threat for sure. With all his focus on Gohan and all his power being used, Hit Black works as quickly as he can to defeat him, solely focus on stopping him, and he is able to do so. With a finishing blow, Gohan's left gravely injured. Now, Hit Black's not as great as an assassin as Hit, but this move should at least mean he's gonna bleed out, which means they really won't have to worry about him. Both Vegeta and Trunks are angered by this. Trunks is about to succumb to this anger, almost attacking on a whim, but Vegeta stops him. He tells Trunks to tend to Gohan, giving him a Senzu Bean as well. But Hit Black stops time and grabs the Senzu Bean, taking it for himself. This just pisses off Vegeta even more. He tells Trunks to go, and Vegeta powers up to his maximum. These two are really messing with the wrong mortals. Vegeta has to protect his family in both timelines, and not just that, but his student Gohan. He's not going to let anyone die here. But Hit Black's already cooled down. He tries to stop time once more. But right when he's about to attack Vegeta, this time around something weird happens. His stomach drops. Someone tapped him on his shoulder while time was stopped. And then he felt a devastating blow. A powerful punch right to his back, right at a point that would hurt him the most. Time resumes, and Hit Black looks around, not being able to see anybody. But then a blinding blue and red light flies by him. He's hit with a powerful attack. And as he tries to fend against this threat, someone encased in a purple aura launches by him too. And Vegeta could tell who's here now, looking over to see that Shin and Gowasu have arrived. But alongside them, it's Hit and Goku. Present Hit, the real one. He says that he wasn't even paid for this job, because usually his jobs aren't personal. But this one is. This one has to do with his own preservation. He's worried that this will happen to him in the present, so he's going to try and stop this here. He's basically been a detective for everybody. Now, he was paid to figure out what was going on, but assassinating Hit Black, that wasn't really part of the deal. He's doing this on his own accord. Beerus and Whis actually put him up to this. But the most surprising thing for Vegeta is that Goku's there. He thought Beerus was going to be a lot more strict about bringing dead people to the living world. But his jaw drops when he looks at Goku's halo because there's no halo there. Now, Beerus knew he shouldn't personally get involved with this, especially with all the time travel. And he also knew that Hit was going to go alone, so he wanted to make sure he had eyes on Hit as well, just in case something bad happens. Now, they already know that Hit has nothing to do with this. It's all Zamasu. So while Beerus deals with Zamasu in the past, Beerus needed someone to go along with him, and he couldn't send Goku because he's dead. So, this was the perfect excuse for Beerus to finally revive Goku, or at least command Whis to revive Goku. Goku has been on Earth a ton already, but now he's really back. He's actually alive again, and he's here to help out. Now, as personal as this is, Hit's not here to actually fight one-on-one. His own feelings won't cloud his judgment here. He's basically just here to counter Hit Black's abilities, and to make sure that the job is finished. This gives Goku and Vegeta an opportunity to fight together, and Hit says this to Hit Black straight up. What he doesn't realize is that Hit's raw power isn't what makes him strong, but how he uses that power, and how he uses those techniques. Sure, he's already figured out that spamming time stop can help really well, but when that time stop's negated, what is he gonna do? Quickly, Hit Black tries to stop time again, but then present Hit does the same exact thing. He's been trying this for a while, and he's picked up on it recently. The best part about this is, he could bring anyone along with him, making it so Goku and Vegeta aren't affected by this, allowing them to attack Hit Black. But still, even with their combined power as strong as it is, it might not be enough. Although, there's a way to counter this. Hit Black's pure progress is really helping him, but he's not growing as explosively as Goku Black was. So, if they attack him now with a bunch of power, it should be more than enough. And that's another reason why they brought Goku here. As Shin and Gowasu go to help Trunks and Gohan, as well as to talk with Zamasu, Gowasu hands something to Goku and Vegeta. It's a set of earrings, and he briefly explains what they do. When Hit Black sees this, he panics. Zamasu's watching all this too, and quickly he tries to switch his earring to the other ear. But Hit simply shoots it off. Patara fusion? That kind of sounds like that fusion dance thing that Goku knows. Now, Vegeta's not really sure about this because apparently this is going to fuse him with Kakarot. But what the hell, it might be pretty fun. And he doesn't have that Buu Saga experience where he thought he'd be fused forever. He knows it's only going to last an hour or so. Angered, Hit Black tries to power up once more, stopping time, extending the time stop even, using all of his power to do so. But it's useless, because even amidst the time stop, he watches as Goku and Vegeta fuse together, creating a brand new fighter. The fighter quickly vanishes, using instant transmission. Hit Black feels a flurry of punches from behind him. With the new fused fighter, they're taunting him. Vegeta didn't expect to be this powerful, but he's going to have a lot of fun with this. He might not even have to use his full strength. Meanwhile, Trunks is with Gohan the entire time. He can't let Gohan die. Not again. He's already let one Gohan die, and he feels guilty for it. Thankfully, the Kais are here to help, and maybe it's not too late, but weirdly enough, before Gohan even gets healed, Gohan then gets up himself. Strangely enough, he feels fine. That injury from before is completely healed. Shin and Gowasu are confused. With Trunks glad to see Shin, he explains to Shin that he actually does know him. He trained on the Sacred World of Kais briefly before he fought Deborah. Wait, really? And Gowasu sees what happened here. Trunks doesn't even realize that he has latent healing abilities. He was defending Gohan from Zamasu the entire time, but the second he actually touched Gohan, he inadvertently healed him. And Zamasu asks what the other two Kais think they're going to be able to do here. Hit Black won't be stopped that easily, and he certainly won't. He's immortal after all. Well, they know that. Of course, Gowasu tries to talk him down, but it's already far too late. It basically goes the same way as Hit talking to Goku Black in the manga. And if Zamasu's not going to stop, unfortunately, they're going to have to stop him their own way. Shin and Gowasu begin preparing a sealing spell. Zamasu tries to fight back, but Trunks defends them pretty easily, with Gohan also jumping in to help. Actually, now that they think about it, they ask Trunks to join in. He might not be able to control his power just yet, but maybe he could help add some power to this sealing spell, just in case it doesn't work the first time around. And all the while, Vegeta fights Hit Black, not even having to use Vegeta Blue. He does actually go to Super Vegeta, just to be flashy and to make sure that this does the job. He's still getting used to this body because this is the first time he's fused, and he was basically just born a few seconds ago. He's having a ton of fun though, but present Hit reminds him he should probably finish this as quickly as possible. Oh yeah, right. So for a brief moment, he does power up, using Super Saiyan Blue. Hit focuses all of his power on Hit Black to freeze him, with Vegeta launching a final Kamehameha. As Hit Black is destroyed from this attack, not too far away, Zamasu's being beaten up by Gohan, then sealed by Trunks, Gowasu, and Shin. Simultaneously, both threats to this timeline are defeated. Oh yeah, and of course, Zamasu's dead in the present timeline too. It's the whole reason Gowasu is here in the first place. So, that basically wraps up everything for them. Although, there is one issue. How are they supposed to get home? That's another reason Shin and Gowasu are here. Now, it's going to be pretty tough to bring everybody back, because the whole reason they were able to bring Goku and Hit here in the first place was because they had to lend them temporary Patara earrings. Which is also why they had an extra pair to fuse with. But thankfully, there's a simple solution to this. Just by bringing people back one at a time, they're able to bring everyone back to their regular timeline. And as an added bonus, eventually Bulma does make another time machine, setting it to the future on autopilot so Trunks has it just in case. Now, both timelines are at peace again. But meanwhile, Zeno's getting pretty bored, getting ready for a tournament. And on top of that, Gohan noticed something weird. Right after Trunks healed him, he felt a really strange surge in power, one that he never felt within himself before. Weird. He wonders if it means anything. This is where we'll leave off for now. What do you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel and shows me you want to see more like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.